Not only are they walking down a pitch black hallway while no one else is there, you're all by yourself. During the process of walking down, it sounds like you're hearing people talk through the walls. That's not normal, y'all. Okay, there's some ghostly activity happening. What's up, Rat Fam? Today I want to jump into another terrifyingly scary Ask Reddit thread where people share the scariest things that have ever happened in their lives that they claim actually happened to them in real life, but no one actually believes they experienced. So whenever they tell this story to like coworkers or family members or like their spouses, they're met with skepticism. People think they imagined it, or they were sleeping, or their mind was playing tricks on them. Whatever the case, they just don't truly believe what they claim to have experienced actually happened. And there's Penny. I don't think you guys can see her, but she's walking that way. So she's too afraid of these stories. She already wants to leave. Okay, so it's gonna be a lot of nightmare fuel. So let's get to it. Get my reading voice on. I work for a funeral home, and 2 to 3 nights per week, I'm the one on call if someone dies in the night and needs to be picked up outside of office hours. The funeral home is fairly new, built from scratch only about 10 years ago. When you come in, you park the van in the garage, walk through the refrigeration room, down an L-shaped hallway that takes you around the chapel till you get to the door for the main office. Well, this person described that very well because I am fully envisioning the actual layout of this place. And that makes the story even more scary because now I feel like I'm there. The creepy part is that when you're making that journey from the back to the main office, it often sounds like there are 2 people talking in another room. Okay, yep, but not like night shift there. You know how through a wall you can tell that people are speaking, but not what they're actually saying? Yes, it was like that. And only when it's dark outside or the funeral home has been empty for a few hours. That is giving me goosebumps. What do you mean? That is like the one time you should not be hearing that noise. I've listened for it during the day, but I can't hear it then. It always puts me on edge a little bit. And the light switches were designed such that you have to walk all the way down the dark hallways listening to ghost chatter before you get to the light switch. It's not very ideal. Okay, now I understand a little bit more. So not only are they walking down a pitch black hallway while no one else is there, you're all by yourself. During the process of walking down, it sounds like you're hearing people talk through the walls. That's not normal, y'all. Okay, there's some ghostly activity happening. I don't think footsteps would sound like people talking, because if it's been empty for hours and there's like no TV or radio on, what would make that noise? An echo of footsteps don't sound like people talking through walls. And it's in the dark? That's even creepier. You could argue maybe they're just like on edge from being in a funeral home where, you know, dead bodies happen to be in other rooms while by themselves at night. So you could say like that alone is already eerie, maybe spooky, would make, you know, someone's mind play tricks on them. And that is exactly why they posted this, because no one believes them that this actually happens. I believe you, okay? I believe you. It's scary. Ooh, well, that already put me on edge. How fun. I hope you guys liked that. And if you did, please give this video a big thumbs up so that I know you liked it and I'm not just terrifying myself for no reason. So this next story we're going to cover is actually a response to that first story. So I'm assuming it's going to have a very similar situation of spooky things happening in dark hallways. So fun. I used to work in a big office building. Sometimes I would do overtime at night or on the weekends. I often went in late because I preferred to be alone and I could listen to the radio aloud. Okay, if you can hear Penny snoring, I apologize. It'll add to the atmosphere of the scary stories. Every time I went in, about an hour or 2 after I had been there, I would start to hear these loud bangs that sounded like something heavy falling to the floor, then being dragged to the length of the floor to the other side of the building, accompanied by heavy footsteps. That's not normal, y'all. Okay, buildings, especially old ones, do make noises, especially when you're all by yourself and you're there to hear the noises that they make. I get that. These noises this person's describing are not normal. Okay, if you hear these at work, assume that someone else is in the building. And if they're not supposed to be there, that's a cause of concern. And Penny's really snoring really loud, but I don't want to wake her up. I told myself that it must just be the air conditioning or something, and I just plowed through. I never heard it during the day though. Could have just been the office was busy with the noise and it was disguised. But after a few times of the same thing, I asked the facility manager about it. He asked me to record the noise for him, so I did. I recorded a short video and emailed it to him. He told me later that he did not hear anything on the video. So he sat at my desk for a few hours one night and he never heard the noise either. Okay, something's up. Basically, he thought I was mistaken or something. That's weird. only this person can hear it. Again, I can see why people think that their mind was just playing tricks on them. It is night, they might be tired, it is creepy being in a building all by yourself. I wonder if this person could hear the banging on the video that they recorded, or like it just didn't get picked up at all. I told the story to some coworkers, joking about it being a ghost, but I was flippant because no one's died in this office, right? My coworker tells me, actually, yeah. A lady that worked there for the company had a heart attack and died in the lobby about 10 years prior. There is a plaque in her honor in the neighboring lobby, which I had never noticed. She had brought over a lot of customers to the current room, then clutched her chest, collapsed, and someone moved her to the break room while they called 911. Never worked overtime alone at night ever again. Do you think they really didn't notice the plaque, or do you think it's something that they noticed but maybe like didn't give their full attention to, so it's something that they kind of remember seeing once and then like their mind kind of played off of that? Is that making any sense? Like, I just would not be comfortable hearing these loud banging mysterious noises that no one else heard. Like, no other coworker heard these noises while working the same shift. That's a hard one to explain. And I thought I just saw something behind me in my viewfinder and it was just my lights, and that scared me. So let's move on to the next one, because that scared me. So this person actually shared 2 paranormal instances that they've experienced themselves. So fun. 2 for 1. Great. Back when my mom went to Thailand for a month, so it was only myself and my dad. I woke a bit earlier than usual, so I ended up playing on the phone while still in bed. I'm in the fetal position facing the wall. I do the same thing on my phone. That's very interesting that we do the same thing. Eventually, I got tired of laying on my right side, so I sat up, still looking at my phone. Oh no. Okay, this is hitting too close to home. Something scary is gonna happen. Of course something scary is gonna happen. That's the whole point of the story. I eventually look up to see a figure standing within the curtains. Oh my gosh, send a shiver down my spine. I have curtains opposite my bed, so now I'm just thinking of me being in this position. I need to calm down. That is scary. The curtain draped over him. I could see broad shoulders and a strong head outline. He's looking outside. Within 5 seconds of fear building up that someone was in my room, the curtains collapsed in his place. No wind, no underdoor draft, and the door was locked. I would not ever want to be in my room ever again. I would want those curtains down, removed. I would, feel better with open windows facing my bed than curtains that a ghost could be tangled up in. That is so darn scary. Why would people not believe him? But if this is an hour of the day when they normally aren't awake, that makes you wonder, is this thing always there at that time? And why? A similar incident happened when I was younger. Oh, great. My mom called me to fetch my dad for dinner. I went to find a figure standing within the curtains again. Windows were wide open and a gale of wind blowing through both sides, and the weight of the figure standing in the middle, stopping the curtains blowing all the way up. I'm thinking it was my dad, and I went up to him. I told him to come eat. It was dinner time. Something sinister about that time, as the figure turns and looks at me, then turns its head to look outside in utter silence. Freaking out, I then hear water splashing coming from the bathroom. I assume he's bathing. I call for him. No answer. I swear the fear just kicked in and I bolted back to the dining room. The same figure in both stories. I haven't seen anything else, but I'll never forget those times. I don't really believe in the paranormal, but that's something I can never grasp. To see something out of the corner of your eye, that's one thing, right? But that is a common way you can try to brush something off, right? Oh, you didn't really see anything, your mind's playing tricks on you because you saw a movement from the corner of your eye. So if this person said they saw the figure in the windows from the corner of their eye, you could go with that theory. But they're saying they went up to the figure. How do you explain that? I know they said they were younger, so they're probably a kid, but still, I would believe my kid. Believe in ghosts or not, something weird's happening in this house. Oh, I have so many shivers going up and down my spine, and it is really hot in here because it is approaching summer, and I can't have the AC on when I record. So I am sweaty, okay? Sweaty from the actual temperature of this room, being under this bright light, and also sweaty from fear. So let's move on to the last one. Right after I got married, my wife and I went out to dinner, and then we went grocery shopping. We got home and I went inside and let the dog out. She went to the trunk to start carrying in the groceries. So very normal, typical stuff. I noticed the kitchen light was on and went to inspect. My wife was in the kitchen already. I'm like, How the heck did that happen? She looked at me confused, then told me to go get the groceries. Okay, this is really weird. It's like a glitch in the Matrix. I went back out. My wife was coming in the door with the groceries. She thinks I imagined the entire thing. I'm still skeptical that she somehow pulled off this elaborate prank. It still weirds me out when I think about it. It's like time didn't move in the right direction or something. Or like two parallel universes like collided for a split second of who was carrying groceries. But to walk in and see your wife and then turn around and see your wife again, I would be so freaked out that I would not be able to be in that kitchen. That would make me think and question things, and I would not feel comfortable ever, really. That would be weird. How would you explain that? I mean, I guess if you're, again, this is why people don't believe them, because it's so easy to be like, they're tired, their mind was playing tricks on them. But like, if you try to put yourself in this person's situation of seeing their wife, turning around, seeing their wife again, and then not being believed, that would really mess with you. And then it'd be so infuriating that no one believed you and make you doubt yourself, right? Of what you saw. I mean, the whole prank thing, that's a great explanation for it. Maybe she somehow like went through a side door, or like, oh, she was really devoted and went through a window. For her not to come forward later, like, it's just weird, right? The whole purpose of a prank is once someone believes the prank that you did, then you're like, gotcha. But if there's never an gotcha moment, what was the point of the prank? Unless you just wanted a divorce right away. But I think that does it for this Reddit thread today. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out this video and this channel and this community, the Rad Fam, and y'all so rad. So thank you very much. And let me know down below, what is the weirdest, creepiest, possibly paranormal, maybe not, experience you've ever had in your life that maybe people don't believe you or they're quick to brush off didn't actually happen. I would love to continue this nightmare train down in the comments. And until next time, keep up the radness, and I'll see you real soon. Bye. Oh, and there's sleeping little Penny. Well, now she's not sleeping. Now she's awake.